Well, good evening and welcome everyone to the latest episode of the Set List of Life with the current bandmates of Jolly Pursue.
Look at that.
Tonight's song is 100 Days, 100 Nights by Sharon Jones, because that's the one we are working on currently.
Sharon Jones and the do-tones, do-wops.
I can tell you.
No, it's not the do.
Not the do.
No.
Do something.
The do something?
The
Yeah.
do nothings?
They
No,
better
the
do something.
Sharon Jones and the do-tones,
do and the Dap Kings.
Dap Kings.
And the
I was like,
do-tones.
the do?
The Dap Kings.
The
Kings.
Dap Kings.
The Dap Kings.
Which,
Yeah. Sounds very 1960s.
but they're not.
But they're not. And the song sounds very kind of
Aaron
bluesy.
turned us, Aaron turned us
Bluesy
on to them.
60s.
Yeah, no, I liked the song, and that was that.
Yeah,
Did you?
it's a
How
cool
did
song.
you come across it?
Yes.
Okay, it works.
All right.
I have a hard drive that's got 4 terabytes of music on it. So every once in a while, I'll just randomly throw stuff on my phone, and I'll listen to it. And this was one of the ones I was like, oh,
We could do
It's
that.
a cool song.
it's kind of cool. So it was in my playlist, and I remember us throwing songs around, and I said, well, you know, if we want to, I was mainly thinking of Leslie because the voice is kind of in your
Yeah.
Range.
Got a little soul. It's a
The
cool
limited,
song.
limited as it is.
No, it's not. No, you have a wide range. Wide
So-
range.
yeah, but it's a great song.
Yeah, it was fun. And we actually made it through the whole song.
We did.
And it's
Surprisingly.
interesting because the recorded version has a lot of horns. And I was like, I don't know if we're going to pull this up, but it actually sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not too shabby.
Well,
but
I know.
I do want to, so I'm doing this for the set listeners, whether they care or not. I remember why I brought up the Mandela effect.
There we go. See?
All right. There
So
was a
I was
reason.
listening, and it was Christine. It was you. Well, it was actually both of you, because Kirsten was talking about how our brains throw away things that are unimportant, or if we don't have some
we don't
kind
play
of-
that.
Right.
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 And then Christine brought up the whole AI thing, and I was thinking, history in the future, history is going to be it's always someone's perspective, but like, we're not going to remember what really happened, right? Like, because AI is going to be able to tweak things and adjust things to a point that we're all collectively going to believe it.
Well, I will say this. I agree with you.
Yeah.
So much so that I personally, now, I don't want to get any hate mail.
Yeah.
Put your pens down.
Put your pens down.
All right.
Keep your fingers off the keyboards, people. But I believe that's already happened time
Oh, yes.
and
Oh,
time
yeah.
and
Yeah, I
time
know.
and time again.
Absolutely.
Where people believe today a bunch of bullshit.
or
Yeah,
or
yeah.
don't
And
believe that things
bunch of
happened
stories that
right.
have been passed down for millennia.
Absolutely.
Even
Yeah.
in a very small example, as y'all know, I love The Bachelor, and I was watching The Bachelorette,
Right.
and it was the men tell all or whatever, and all of the guys said that this one dude called the Bachelorette classless, and I'm like, he so totally did. And then he insisted he didn't, and he's like, I want to see the tape, and the producers went back and they couldn't find the tape. So even I thought that had happened.
Right.
And
The
it hadn't happened.
Mandela effect.
Yeah, and then
But I was
I thought about that, and I'm
Right.
like, oh my God, it's all come
real-
full circle.
right?
It's real.
But I was thinking, because you were talking specifically about the ones that do drawings. But like, so yes, you pass down stories or, hearsay, whatever people believe that, or like just little things like, Rich Little, the comedian saying, doing Nixon going, I am not a crook, and like,
Oh,
he never
right.
said that, or, that sort of thing. But with pictures, you used to
AI,
believe
yeah.
things when you saw it on a video or whatever, and now you're not even going to be able to believe
That's interesting.
video. I mean, they've already been editing pictures
Yeah.
for a while,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah, Photoshop's been around for a while.
even video or
Yeah, all the
or
deep fakes
like
and-
there's
yeah.
going to be so much easier to just
Yep.
Misinformation.
mess stuff up.
Absolutely. But I think, well, it goes both ways. We still have journalists doing wonderful jobs and getting the facts, and we have textbooks that are still in print that hold information. People are trying to get rid of textbooks and certain
Right.
things, which is atrocious. But there's going to be a level of where we hold on to information and we know what is true. But I also believe that over a span of time, that is going to get
A little murkier.
Yeah, a little bit murkier and
Yeah.
whatnot. Especially like looking not so much 50 years in advance, but 150,
Right.
300 years from now in terms of what we're looking at. The other thing that is different though is that our history, when we look back 100 years, 300 years, whatever, is the documentation is missing. Or there's very little of it.
Right.
Whereas what we have right now is the internet, and it's
All
all being documented.
Right. But
and
that's
it's
what I'm
almost too
saying,
much. Like
that-
you have to sort through it. There's so much
True.
information.
There's so much.
But
that
I
you have
see
to
what you're
sort through
saying.
to see
AI
what's
is almost
true.
going to be creating its own reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know how. It depends on how much we rely on AI in the future, and nobody knows that.
Well,
Okay, but here's another question, right? So if you're
We're getting all
philosophical.
I mean, we're going there.
and this goes back to my library science classes way back when I was in a master's program 30 years, 20 years ago, whatever. If you're looking that far into the future, the way that we are documenting things now anyway may be so obsolete that documentation may be lost.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
plus kids can't read cursive, so they can't even read.
Well, there is that.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff that they don't even know.
Good point.
Joey always asks why Nana writes to his letters. And can't read them.
I can't read them.
Yeah.
No, and this is not. I'm not making this analogy up, but I thought this analogy was a good one. That AI is an axe, right? It's a very useful tool. You can chop wood and make a fire. Great things happen. You can accidentally drop it and chop off a toe. Oh, not so good. Or you could murder someone with it, right? So like it's all in how you use the tool.
Of course.
Yeah.
And, like everything else, we'll ruin it somehow.
Probably. Yeah. On that happy note.
Maybe in 100 days, 100 nights.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's always advancing. As a matter of fact, right now that there is a new AI coming out called Sakana that I have my eye on.
Sakana?
Sakana.
What does Sakana do?
There are team members from OpenAI, Bard, the different entities that have created AI, but they were part of the original team. So way back before November, when ChatGPT came into play, there were these teams who had a vision for what AI was going to be. But then money came in, kind of screwed everything up, and now the heads of those companies obviously have money on their minds. So AI has kind of gone a little bit of a different direction. There are certain people from those teams who have, quote unquote, air quote, defected and created their own team now.
Oh.
And they are going back to what AI originally was supposed to be in the beginning. And they have created this new language model called Sakana, but it's not based off of one language model. It's based off of multiple language models, but they're not large language models. They're small ones. So it's almost like they describe it as a swarm. So it's a bunch of tiny information being passed around. So it's very detailed information. It learns from itself, not on a big model where
gotcha.
things can go wrong.
Right.
Kind of not wrong, but as we see with ChatGPT, there's a lot of things that it comes up with. You're like, okay, well, that's not right.
Exactly.
These new models have a less tendency to do something
that,
like
right.
that,
They're more accurate.
which is kind of interesting. So
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
it's advancing and it's interesting. I love it.
Did you watch War Games?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
she says
I
every time we talk
The
about
whole
AI.
learn
Yep.
from himself. Well, because that's the whole point, was that it learned from itself.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You got to watch the movie.
Yeah, I will.
Working.
Oh, isn't that one of the Marvel movies too?
I don't know.
I don't
One
I've
of
never
the-
seen any of those movies.
I don't watch those movies
Ava's
either.
really into them. There's one of the robots that's like,
Okay.
Saying.
So you say.
So you say. I don't know.
I don't know.
So the Mandela effect, that's where
That's why I brought it up. I remember I brought it up and I explained it, and then I was like, I have no idea why I'm talking about this.
there you
But
go.
then I
But you
listened
remembered.
to the podcast, and I
You're
was
like,
like,
oh.
deja vu. I know where I was going with this conversation.
very good. And also,
Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Microphone, Ronco.
Ronco. That's right, Bronco.
You all made me feel like I was like hallucinating.
But you showed us the video.
I believed you.
Yeah,
And I
we believed
forgot.
you. We just
Never-
didn't. I didn't remember
by the
it.
end of the podcast, Leslie was feeling like, am I
Am I
I losing
seriously,
it?
between
Am I-
that.
the video.
Yeah.
No, but that was
No,
after
she
we.
found
That's
evidence.
after we stopped
was after we
recording.
stopped, but, like,
so we
so
just have to let the
that-
audience know that she's not crazy.
I'm not crazy. These
Hey,
things,
good looking.
I am
real
so used
video.
to like not knowing anything that you people are talking about, so it's not unusual for me to not know. It was just when nobody else did.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, we all kind of looked at you like,
yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm
Leslie's
like,
making
okay,
stuff
am
up
I?
again.
Yeah, I'm making stuff up again. I'm talking out my rear
good
end.
looking.
Hey, good looking.
But I did forget that it went through the radio. That was the
That
big
was
deal.
rather interesting.
That
I
it
will
broadcast
say.
your microphone through the radio. I forgot about that part. I thought it was just like a bad megaphone, but
Yeah.
Little toy things.
no, but it actually went through the radio.
How about
Interesting.
that? How about that?
Wow. All right.
Wow.
So
So,
what's
so you were
everyone doing?
well, Kirsten, you said
wait,
that-
dog show.
You have
So I have a funny dog story.
she has a story.
Yeah.
story time.
No.
Shoot.
Tids
Dang
and
it.
bits.
Kirsten's Tids and Bits.
I thought it was just tidbits, but tits and bits is even better.
Tids and tits.
Well, you
Sure.
know,
I mean, why not?
it's all the same.
Bleep that one out.
All right.
Anyway,
Bleep that, please.
No, don't.
No.
No,
that's
all
good.
right. Nah.
Funny dog story.
It was
Funny
coming
dog story.
eventually.
All right.
I'm glad
I am
Kirsten's the one that brought it
tired.
to us.
I am tired and I'm loopy. So just
Perfect.
But no, so I've been walking my dogs.
Your
I've been doing
job.
My job.
Doing
I
my
was supposed
job.
to have 7 walks today. I only had 5 because the last 2 got canceled.
So you've been busy.
I've been very busy, and it's just enough time. Like I'll go home, and then I have enough time that I have, I'll have like 45 minutes, so I'll do all the laundry or whatever. So I've been killing it, but I'm exhausted because I've I don't know when to stop.
Right.
But it's good. My house is clean, and I've walked a bunch of dogs. But last week I watched this family of dogs. There were 3 dogs, and one of them was a beagle. I guess they don't know me, and so I'll say his name is Beagle. His name is Gibson. Anyway, Gibson. Anyway, he was adorable, and I love beagles. I
you
have
had a
friends.
hound dog.
Yes, I had a hound dog. I have neighbors with beagles. But anyway, I went to get Gibson's food in the garage, and I went back in the kitchen, and he's standing on the kitchen island.
Oh my God!
On top?
Albert did that on our kitchen table.
Oh, he did?
I
Yeah,
just
all
told that story
fours.
today. All 4 legs on
Yeah.
our kitchen table.
Well, and then the next day he did it again. Yeah.
Did you see him get up there?
Did you take a picture?
And but I did take a picture. I have a picture of him. This is so funny. Yeah. We write a little journal, and I was like, I'm like, it's not my kitchen island. I don't care, but I thought you should know. But anyway, and she was like, oh, that Gibson.
That Gibson.
But
I guess
but
this is a
I think
normal
it's-
occurrence.
Yeah. Well, she's like, if the bar stools aren't pushed all the way in, he'll get up there. And so, what was funny?
So he wasn't teleporting.
Well, so they have a big dog, like a great big lab.
How else would he get?
Yeah. So I think that Missy the lab pushes the bar stools, and then Gibson gets up on the counter.
Oh my God, that's funny.
They
So
work
it's a
together.
Yeah.
double.
Yeah, it's a double tag team thing.
I had a dog that
Here he is.
she would go to when she would go to the kennel. Oh, there's Gibson.
There's Gibson walking
my
on
gosh.
walking on the island.
Oh, that's just
Isn't that funny?
I had a dog when she would go to the kennel. She was a very cool dog. She was almost like a little person. And so they never put her in the crates. They let her hang out with whoever was ever there for the evening, and she would just sleep on the futon. And one night, I guess the person who was supposed to be there all night left to get something to eat or something like that. And while that person was gone, she opened all the crates and let the dogs out.
Whoa!
Who let the
Wow!
dogs
Yeah.
out?
She would push on the outside until the latch would pop.
Right.
That's smart.
And she let all the dogs out. So the guy came back and there were
Pandemonium.
yeah,
Oh my God.
that's funny.
That's funny.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Good. It's out of a
Wow.
movie, straight out of a movie.
Yeah, that is like one of those those talking dog movies, like the dog.
So,
yeah.
so how busy are you on a daily basis?
Well, so I can be as busy as I want to be. So today was the most visits I've had in one day.
Okay, and you had 7 visits
I had
today.
7, but then the
So
last two
you
got
went
canceled.
to 7 houses?
Actually, no. There was one that was and that was the one that got canceled at the end. That was one house, but 2 different sets of dogs, like people with roommates.
Okay, so you went to 6 houses today.
yeah.
That's
Wow.
a lot. I
So-
mean, are they close by?
They're all like within 10 minutes of my house, maybe.
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
So today's Thursday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, how many house visits did you do?
I think I had 4 or 5.
And then the previous,
I had one
the
day
Tuesday?
with 2, and I had one day with 1.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Do you get like
I don't-
repeat
I'm-
customers? Can they ask for you specifically?
Yeah, they can. I mean, I'm new, so they're, now hopefully Gibson's parents aren't listening to this podcast.
That would be weird.
It's a great dog.
Telling
Like
tales
that.
out of
right,
school.
Right, exactly. I'm gossiping. But no,
McLovin.
great dog. Yeah, McLovin. Anyway. So yeah, so
you're enjoying the dog
Yeah, I like it.
dog job.
Yeah, yeah. And
You walk the dogs?
I walk them. Yep. I walk them. I play with them. I have a little friend named Spock, and we did a puzzle today.
Wait, you did a puzzle with a dog?
Yeah, like that.
Kirsten is perfect for this job, by the way. Absolutely perfect for this job.
No, it's like
So many ways I could go with this, but I can't breathe. I have so many questions.
I see Kirsten
like one of those
and a
dog
dog at a table. And he's got his
Stop
little
it.
pile,
Which
and
piece do
she's
you
got
think
her little
goes
pile.
here?
And
Right.
he's like,
He's sorting it over with his nose. He's sorting the edge pieces.
yes.
right. He's trying to fill in the edges.
Oh,
No, it was
my
like those
goodness.
those like puzzles, like you
I do
put
know
a
what
treat
you- yes,
in,
I
like
do
you
know what
hide
you're
the
about.
treats
Oh,
and they
yes,
have to
yes.
like
No,
it's like a mind game.
Yes,
like
no,
a dog
absolutely.
mind
Gotcha,
game
got ya.
puzzle. So
and each session is like an hour long?
no, they can be different. Most of them are between you could
Do you
they
have a
could be-
minimum and a maximum?
minimum is 15 minutes. A lot of them are 20 or 30.
Okay.
So it just depends. Like if, like some of the older dogs don't really need to walk or they can't walk very far. Like I've had a couple dogs with torn ACLs and
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So they just do puzzles.
Yeah, so
They just
help
do
with memory. Right. We're just getting used to memory.
All right, now that we
crossword.
finished that, can we do a game of chess? Are you up for chess? Maybe some checkers.
Sudoku.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
He's gonna do the
crosswords.
Wordle.
Yeah, right.
Get it in one
Wordle.
try.
Right.
Gosh. Well, that's cool. Good for you, Kirsten. I'm glad you found a job that you enjoy.
I know, finally. I just, yeah.
Finally.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Have any of the dogs scared you?
No, they've all been pretty nice. I mean, there were some really big dogs, but they were nice. But
Right.
I walked a lab that must have been close to 100 pounds the other day.
Yeah.
Like a big lab.
Okay.
But but friendly. Like yeah. So
Nobody aggressive.
yeah, nobody's been aggressive.
Good.
So no, it's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's keeping me busy.
Cool.
But I'm going to Alaska next week.
Oh, to do what?
I'm going on a cruise.
Cruise.
Who with?
Oh,
With
I've
my
always
cousin.
wanted to do a cruise in Alaska.
Yeah, my cousin. I have a cousin who's my age, and she wants to go on an Alaskan cruise. So we planned this. I don't know, over the summer.
Nice.
Yeah. So we are going
7 days.
7 days. Yeah, we fly into Vancouver. I've never been to Vancouver. It's supposed to be beautiful, and then it's the inner passage. So I guess we're going through the glaciers, and I guess you see a lot more wildlife and things like that because you're, you're not in the open seas.
Right.
So, but I've never been on a cruise. Has anyone ever been on a cruise?
Nope.
Many of
Once.
them.
Oh yeah, Aaron
Many?
Aaron
Oh,
loves
you're a
I've
cruises.
been
cruiser?
on many
I have
cruises.
never been on a cruise.
Oh my gosh.
I've only ever done one.
What'd you
I was
think?
just saying to my wife the other day, I was like, we need to go on a cruise.
Do you go like to the warm tropical kind of cruises?
I'll
or-
go on any cruise. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
They are my favorite way to travel.
Really? Because
Really?
I normally like
Gosh,
to
I
explore on land. Like I kind of like to hike and
That's what excursions are for.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. She plans some excursions. Like this is her deal. She's been on one before and she really liked it, and then she wanted to go back and do it.
I like a cruise because it's all inclusive, but you get to move around to so many different places. It's always something new. You get to hike a volcano one day. You get to go to some exotic place one day. You get to go to.
Do you ever
this
worry
place
that they're
and-
going to leave you?
No.
Like,
Wait, that's your fear.
No.
yeah,
Not an iceberg.
no.
Okay.
It has
No.
happened. Yeah, sure.
Like that.
I don't think either of those would be my
left
fears.
behind.
Maybe the seasickness.
She's going to Alaska.
I know.
There's going to be ice in the water, yes? Or is it not cold?
But no, it'll be
Yeah,
cold.
it'll be
Yeah.
cold.
I
There's
think
ice.
it's go
I'm
through
sure.
the glaciers. But no, but I feel like they know that. It's not like the Titanic. Like now they know.
I don't know.
They know where they are.
I don't know.
They've got some pretty.
They have some.
Gosh.
I'm trusting in the technology.
Yeah. No, you'll be
They'll know where
fine.
the.
I don't think you have to worry about the iceberg part.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Or the being left behind.
No. No.
Yeah, the left behind.
That
where does
has
that come from?
I'm sure it does.
That has
I don't-
happened. Yes, it
Yeah,
has.
that's on you.
Yes,
That's not-
absolutely.
That's not like, that's
There was
that's
one
your
night that
problem.
we were down in Key West that my wife and I almost missed it by like 5 minutes because we were drinking at a bar.
Right.
And then did everyone wait for you? Is that
No,
embarrassing?
there's
no,
no
they
waiting.
don't wait for you.
There is no
they
waiting.
don't wait for you.
Like if they say 8
And
o'clock,
you're out like
you
you're
have
on
to be
the
back.
shore waving like
Yes.
come back.
Yes.
Yeah,
Pretty
but
much.
it's not like Gilligan's Island. They're not leaving you off on a
No,
desert
you're just
island
in a
somewhere.
different country where you're going to have a hell of a time trying to get back.
Okay,
but yes,
granted,
but yes,
still.
it does happen. But
Yeah.
if you're smart about it, then no, you're back in time because
Well, they'll just leave me in Ketchikan or something like I guess
With the bears and the
with the
moose.
bears. And the
I
moose.
was worried when I went because I had my kids with me about someone falling overboard.
Oh, that would
Yeah, that I could worry about.
Yeah.
I could get behind.
That I was.
That I can get
yeah,
behind.
that
on.
was I was. But it didn't happen.
Okay, thank God.
that
So-
you know about.
Well, all three of mine are accounted for.
Oh,
Yeah.
your
I'm not-
kids.
I'm talking about my
okay.
Yeah, I would worry about my kids when they're younger.
y'all. It's
Yeah.
people she's in charge of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, yeah. Traveling with children is harrowing.
Yes.
Yeah.
At
No,
best.
you're gonna have if you do a cruise, you're gonna have a great time. It's wonderful because you get to enjoy all the different places, excursions, but at the same time, the ship is a destination of its own. It really, really is, and the food is just
The food's good.
great.
Okay.
The food
I love
is
to
so
eat.
good.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the nice thing about it, a cruise, because I like food, especially on a cruise, is you can order. Depends on what cruise line you're going with.
Holland America.
Okay,
Holland America.
I've never
If
been
you're
on that one.
listening,
But like for dinner, you can order 2 or 3 dinners if you so wish. I like that steak. I'm going to have another one.
Yeah.
oh, okay. I think I one steak at a
Absolutely.
time. I'm
That was
fine.
good lobster.
Yeah.
I'll have another, and it's all inclusive. It's part of the package.
Right.
Okay.
So you can eat as much as you want, and then later in the atrium, there's a place that gives sandwiches and cookies and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, you know what? I want a cookie, and you go off to your show that you're going to watch later that
Yeah.
night, and you walk around with a glass of wine, and it's just relaxed. I don't have to be in a hotel. I don't have to be, there's people here. I can mingle. It's lively, but at the same time, I can go back to my stateroom and just sleep
Kinda
if
do
I
your
want.
thing.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Do you feel like you had enough room in your stateroom?
You're not in your stateroom enough to care. You're there to sleep. And then once you're up,
And you don't
Traveling.
get seasick? See, my fear would be seasick.
everybody usually has Dramamine patches.
It's a
I
patch?
don't. Well, some people have a patch.
I didn't know there was a Dramamine patch. That's
Oh yeah, you could do a patch
There's
or
a
a
patch, there's a
bracelet.
Do you just buy those at
Or
CVS or
Yeah.
Walgreens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just take some in case.
Yeah.
We never had issue. Like none of us had an issue with the seasickness.
Boats are so big that you don't, at least the boats that I've been on, they're so big that you don't really feel the boat because they have stabilizers. So you don't really feel the boat rocking unless you hit bad weather. And
Yeah.
then you can kind of see the horizon going back.
Well, and this is the inner passage,
and
so it's supposed to be
forth.
not open seas.
Right.
So I think it's supposed to be less rough.
So you should be good. I honestly think you'll have a great time.
Well,
Okay.
and most of the boats, they actually travel at night. So you wake up the next day in the new destination. In
Oh.
port, you go out, you do
Yes.
your excursion, you come back, you have dinner, and right around 7-ish, they start moving. And so you're mostly moving while you're sleeping.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's a whole new world for me. I had no idea.
It's lovely. No, what you were saying about the food, though, I remember Leo was about 10, and like, so he was trying new food. Like it was a time. So he was eating lobster, and he was eating all this stuff on the boat, and he could because there was no right.
It's not like you paid for it and you.
Got off.
You got to eat that.
We got off the boat, and we had like something like 4 hours before our flight. So we went to get some dinner, and we sat down, and Leo goes, "I'll have the surf and turf," and we're like, "No,
Not here you won't. Only when it's all inclusive. Not off the.
You've been spoiled, little boy.
We're no longer on the boat."
Right. That was your one shot. Yeah. Enjoy your cheeseburger.
Yeah.
No.
Anyhow,
Well, that's exciting.
Tons of tids and bits
I know, right?
so many.
with Kirsten. Yeah,
Yeah,
wow,
all the
that's a
tids
lot
and
of
bits.
tids and bits.
Yeah.
Any concerts, guys, coming up, going?
I got no concerts. I got a couple of trips going, but no concerts.
What are your trips?
So I have my race in Utah,
Oh, that's right. When is that?
the first week in October.
That's going to
cool.
be beautiful.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Is that Zion or what?
It's the first day is in Bryce, the second day is in Zion, and the third day is Horseshoe Bend.
Okay.
So it's
Neat.
kind of all over. So 3 days. I'll be there 5 days because I'll fly in
Yeah.
a day.
You fly into Salt Lake or Vegas?
No, St. George.
Where's St. George?
It's out there.
Yeah.
I fly into Salt Lake and then over
You
to
go
St.
north.
George.
That's in
and you
Utah?
go
I've never heard of
It's,
St.
west.
George.
it's
And you go that
I
way.
couldn't
Yeah.
begin to tell you. All I know is it's an hour and a half from Kanab, which is where our home base is. And then it's like, an hour and a half to Bryce and an hour to Zion or whatever.
There's like a whole Western thing going on right now with us. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But anyway,
wilderness.
but I do love,
Wilderness.
I've been to Utah before and I do love Utah and it's very pretty. So that coming up.
Okay.
Cool.
And then we have a little mini college reunion with my college friends coming up.
Oh,
Oh, that'll be
The
fun.
Outer Banks.
Charlie
And
be
Outer
there?
Banks.
Charlie will be there with his lovely wife, Mary Ellen. But Charlie
Say hi
will be
to
there.
Charlie
I
for
will.
all of us
I
and
will.
Mary
We'll
Ellen.
We'll take pictures.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not going to be on a Thursday. I was going to say it's too bad it's not a Thursday. We could call in, but no. Yeah. So we have that too. But yes,
Okay.
Charlie will be there.
Very
Cool.
good.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
So
Yeah, so like since we were here last, I did go see the Pretenders and Guns N' Roses.
Right.
where were
Tell
they?
us that.
Were they Wolf Trap?
They were at
Hershey.
Hershey.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
wait.
right.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And great concert, open stadium concert. So it was a good venue for those two. Chrissy Hind, by the way, sounded spectacular.
Awesome.
I'm not a fan, but
I
I'm
know
not a
you're
fan
not,
at all.
but
Me neither.
she sounded like her voice was spot on. She was
Well,
great.
good.
Yeah.
All the Pretenders were new. Like they were
Right.
they were pretending.
They were pretending to
they
be
were
the
pretending to be
Pretenders.
pretend- and then but Guns N' Roses was fun. It was
I've seen them.
Yeah.
I've seen. I saw them
So-
in Vegas.
Oh, we did? That'd be fun.
but I want to shout out to my friends Andrew and Jamie, who I went with to the concert because apparently they are loyal set listeners.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Lots to write in.
Oh.
Give them the email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we had a good time with that. And then I went to see ABBA,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Abbott tribute band.
the ABBA tribute band, which they were. I'm not joking. They couldn't have found two women who sounded more like the original
Really.
women. It was unbelievable. Like they were fantastic. And I'm not even a huge ABBA fan, but
Oh,
it was
I
a great.
am.
It was a fun show. That was a good show. And then Wednesday, I have Morgan Wallen in Pittsburgh. So
I do like him.
I don't
my
know who he
summer of
is.
concerts continues.
Who are you going to see him with?
Yeah.
Actually, so long story short, it was supposed to be my kids and Chris and I. We were all going.
Not anymore.
Well, what happened? That's when Morgan Wallen is a country singer,
Okay, that's why I don't know who he is.
and
you don't,
He's good.
yeah, I don't.
they
But controversial. But good.
yeah
Garth Brooks, that's all I got.
Yeah,
I don't,
so-
I don't listen to country music.
he
Why
Not
is
that
it
I-
controversial?
oh we'll get into that later.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
He's said and done stupid.
He's
things.
yeah he's said things in his past that were extremely inappropriate. He's apologized for them, but
Okay.
who knows?
All right.
Okay.
Young and dumb.
Young and dumb.
right.
Exactly.
I don't even know the guy.
Probably
so.
drunk at the time too. So,
Okay.
but
Could be, since most of his songs have whiskey in
yeah,
them.
exactly. Well, he talks a lot about, his younger days. He hit it pretty hard. But anyway, he was supposed to be in Pittsburgh back this summer, and he had something with his throat, and he had to cancel a whole bunch of concerts.
I remember this.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you had a
And
concert.
so,
yeah.
yes. And so,
So that
they
got
rescheduled,
canceled.
but they rescheduled for a Wednesday
Oh, convenient.
Oh.
once everyone is back at school.
Even more convenient.
And it's in Pittsburgh, which
Yeah.
is not like we can do
Not
that.
right there.
So,
Your backyard,
yeah.
basically.
So I think just Chris and Ava are going to go. Yeah, exactly. And the rest of us probably not. Well, and I'll.
You should go.
Well,
I'll
probably
watch
go.
JJ if you're not.
It's
gonna
not
take
that.
him.
It's not that. It's not that. I'll go, but I'm not going to go. We're all going to have to go
separately.
separately. It's not
Oh,
going to be like
like a big family
the family
thing.
trip that it was going to be. So
Oh, that's too bad.
it happens.
Yeah, happens.
know.
But fun to go as a family too.
Yeah.
That is fun.
Although
Bryn
I'm
really wants to see him.
I'm a little nervous because I will say this. When we first got to the Guns N' Roses concert, I was like, oh, look at this. Like all these people brought their kids, like, that was a band that they loved and they want to share this music
Yeah.
with, and all these kids knew the music. And it was, when we first walked in, I was like, oh, this is like kind of going to be a family friendly show. How cool. Then it wasn't so family friendly for many, many, many reasons.
Okay.
One, Axel dropped the F-bomb pretty much every other word,
Yeah,
which,
right.
whatever.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's
Yeah.
not surprising.
Yeah.
Like, that's nothing. But let me just say, the pot smoking
Oh,
was redonkulous.
Of course.
Well, even at Matchbox,
Oh, it was
Bryn's like,
ridiculous.
smells like college.
And I'm
Yeah.
not, hey, you want to smoke? You do you, but like, there was these people in front of us.
Was
First
it
of all,
outside
It
or
was
inside?
outside. It was
Yeah.
outside. But there was this row of guys in front of us. First of all, the one guy, his dinner didn't agree with him, and so he was farting up a storm. So that was smell number one.
Oh no.
And then they were lighting up this huge fat joint and just passing it around. And like right next to them was these parents with these two kids. One was probably 12 and the other one was,
yeah.
So they're getting
And I'm
high
like,
off the secondhand smoke.
Could you? Yeah, just like
kind of
down low.
I get it. You know,
Yeah.
you want to have, but like, look around, like,
Right.
be a little,
Yeah, be respectful.
be
for
respectful
yeah,
of the,
of
you
other
know, of
yeah, like,
everybody's,
go,
everybody's
go to the
experience.
bathroom. Go get high in the bathroom and come
Right,
back and
exactly.
No,
It's
that's
legal.
not how. Right, that's
Well,
not
yeah.
how it is anymore.
Oh.
I don't
mean,
think it is in Pennsylvania, is it?
Yes.
It is.
It is?
I'm
Okay.
almost positive it is.
Okay.
But you know what? If someone had lit a cigarette, they would be all over them. Like, you know.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
People do not put up with cigarette smoke, but pot smoke, for whatever reason, like, it's like, whatever. And again, like, I'm not anti-pot or for pot, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't, but it's just sort of like, as a, you know, again, when you just manners, people.
Yeah. No. Yeah. When
Did that not? Was that not happening in your section of Matchbox 20? Because
No,
it
no. There was
definitely
a woman,
happening in our
There was a
section.
woman sitting right in front of
Yeah.
me who had some kind of, I think hers was more of a vape pen, but it was definitely pot she was smoking.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was,
all in our section.
yeah.
Yeah. No.
They had a great time.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
it
probably
is
did
what it
too.
is, but
Right, you know, I,
Like.
probably better time than I thought
Yeah,
I was going to have.
right.
No, but I don't know why. Maybe I'm a prude. I just thought, I was so surprised that, like, there's some concerts that I would expect it in. Matchbox 20, not so
I
much.
didn't expect it there, and I didn't, especially because the crowd was older.
Right.
But Guns N' Roses, I would totally not be surprised at.
Oh, and ABBA, they were smoking too. Pretty much every concert I've been to this summer, someone's
Yeah.
been smoking.
That's my point. Is it's just so widely accepted now that it's just everywhere.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And the
I don't
ones who
know. I
weren't
would
smoking
feel
were
guilty,
eating it and
like
gummies
next to
and
like
doing all
somebody's
kinds of other
12-year-old.
stuff.
Like I would feel like
That's the thing though. If I looked over and I saw like a
I would be
12-year-old
like, okay, not
kid,
here,
I'd be
like,
like,
go over
yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'd maybe go somewhere else.
exactly. I mean, like I don't
wouldn't.
care.
I'm when I'm talking the biggest fattest.
Snoop Dogg was sitting right there.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
like, and it was just like, and it was so funny because the security guard, I can see the security guard like looking up at them, kind of giving them the chop signal, like, no, yeah, you shouldn't do that.
That's
but
a little too big.
But he
guys.
didn't stop
Yeah.
it. He was just
Right.
like, no, you shouldn't know. And the guy, he's like miming, like, don't smoke, like this puffy thing.
Uh-huh.
But they just like, whatever, So
Yeah, that's funny.
I guess it's to be expected now. I don't know.
I guess so. I haven't been
Times,
to a
they are
concert in a
changing.
while. Yeah.
But yeah, there were a lot of kids there. I'm curious. I've never been to a Morgan Wallen concert. It's not my
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
going because
It's more
my
like
kids like
right,
country
Ava
music.
and Bryn's
Yeah.
generation too, because he's definitely a younger.
Yes.
He
So
calls it
I have
younger
no idea
crowd.
what his concerts are like, and if
Drinking.
probably more drinking than smoking. But just from a kid like having an 11-year-old, if it's an appropriate concert, I don't know. It doesn't seem like anything's appropriate per se.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to a concert, and concerts are usually tied with mischievous acts.
True.
So you kind of have to know what you're getting into.
But, when you have a kid, like, I think, like, if you took JJ, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to focus on that. He's going to focus on that he's in this great big arena and there's,
Right.
like, stuff going on. Like, I don't know.
We took the boys when Joey was probably about that age to see Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
I think I may have told this story. It was at Eagle Bank Arena because it was back before they were even like
Right.
somewhat bigger than them. And Jaden Smith opened for them, and he was awful. Like, not only was he awful as far as musically talented, but the F-bomb was the only word that was in any of his songs.
Right.
So I just took Joey out and we walked around the arena
I remember you saying
the whole
that.
time.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, if that's the case,
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be bad.
no. And I don't know. I think it's just a younger college kind of age
Yes.
crowd. For sure.
And just talk to them. Say, hey, you're going to experience a lot of drugs and alcohol and language here today. And just know that it's, it's part of the environment. It's part of the experience. And take it for what it is.
Your mom's
It's
a
all
rock
good.
star. This is what she
Right,
is.
right.
This is
what
the
happens
life
when
your
your
mom
mom's a rock
lives.
star.
This is what
As a matter
Sweater.
of fact, she was playing a few gigs while you were in her belly.
This is true.
This is true. Yes.
This is the hard truth, son.
You heard this music long before.
That's right. I remember that.
Christine used to call you Ozzy.
It's true.
Yeah, that's right. We
drink
did
and
call him
smoke
Ozzy
this.
before he was born.
Oh my God. Toughen you up, kid. So
That's
you'll be
right.
ready for the mean streets of middle school.
Sex,
Yeah.
drugs, and rock and roll.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's funny.
The lifestyle.
Lifestyle of
Well,
rock
you're going to have to
stars.
report back. Then we'll get
I'll let you know.
story time with Leslie.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Long week, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, kids are back to school. So
Yeah.
it's
When did your
been
kids go back?
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yes.
It's been
Mine went back today.
100
Yes.
days and 100 nights.
Yes. No, they
and
went
it
back.
feels like.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad they're back. It's bittersweet, obviously. Every
Right.
parent knows this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to be back into a routine.
Yes,
That's
I needed
nice.
the
That
routine.
is nice, isn't it?
But I
Yeah.
also feel bad for the kids, like we were talking about before, that they're exhausted, and I see that. And a lot, again, it calls into the question of the whole education system. And I'm just sitting there like, oh man, I remember that.
That
Well, those
exhaustion.
first
Yes.
couple of days back
and
of
knowing
school,
what's coming.
Yeah. No, and it's until they get used to the schedule, they're exhausted. The
Yeah.
first couple of days, and also just there's so much at once. Like I
Well,
think
that's just it. It's
it's like
overstimulation.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think
100%.
any sort of. I mean, I'm like that. I get sensory overload, and I kind of shut down at the end of the day if there's all that stuff going
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
I drove Bryn back on Friday. And I now understand, I went to a college of 3,500 students. She's at a college of 24,000 students who all arrived on campus
At the same time.
And the streets of Charlottesville are very thin, a lot of one. Oh my God. Overstimulation
Oh, yeah.
times 1,000. I couldn't handle it.
Oh, really?
Could not handle. We went to Walmart, and I was like,
Ugh.
everybody in Charlottesville is in Walmart right now.
Right.
Walmart is
Not a parking
overstimulating
spot
on
in-
a good
well,
day.
absolutely,
Without,
and especially
yeah.
a Walmart that you don't know. So we're
Yeah.
like, and you're trying
I
to
used to
find
kind of get
random
the
things.
spins in Walmart. Like Target calms me. No, but Walmart,
Spins.
yeah, the spins. Like it just too much because like there's that plasticky smell. Like I'm sensitive to smells. Like,
Okay.
ugh, like it's-
Oh, it always smells like Subway.
yeah, and I don't like the. Oh, and I hate that Subway smell.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I know ours definitely the one here in
Yeah.
Dallas definitely does. But it's funny because when they told us they were building an upscale Walmart in
Right.
Loudoun County, it was like, that's ridiculous.
What? Yeah, isn't that an oxymoron?
I think it is an upscale Walmart.
It is an upscale
Having
one.
been in the
Yeah.
one that I just was in.
oh, yeah.
But it just, for me, that whole day of taking her and just trying to drive, and everybody was nice. Everybody was on their best behavior. Everything went fine, but it still was like, I couldn't wait to get home and just be like, turn the lights out. I can't.
yeah, like you just needed to.
I could never have gone to a school that big, ever in a million years. And then I took Jack the next day and I was like, this is so much better.
oh, yeah.
This I can do.
So Leo was moving into a fraternity house for this semester,
Oh,
but the fraternity just acquired this house,
Oh,
and so the house is empty, because the fraternity that was previously in the house is
no longer
no
a fraternity.
longer.
yeah.
So they got the house, and the house is actually surprisingly clean and nice. Like I was really not expecting that,
Yeah.
but it was, there was no furniture. So friends of my parents had just sold their vacation house, and they had a whole house full of furniture that they needed to get rid of. And I said, well, we'll take it if you
Right.
don't want it. So I had to go to Pittsburgh to pick up a truck and get the furniture. And I showed up to the truck rental, and the woman was like, oh, you get an upgrade. And I was like,
Why did
I
you
don't
get an upgrade?
I don't want to upgrade.
no.
Like, can I drive the upgrade?
We don't have the size truck you wanted, so you get the 20-foot truck.
Oh my God, no.
So they had the only truck they had. I mean, it wasn't like
So
I
is
had a
it like
choice.
driving a
Small enough,
semi?
You didn't
Yes.
need a seat.
That's terrifying.
But you don't need a CDL, obviously.
No, but it's close. There's no backup cameras. There's
Right.
no
Oh, yeah.
it's a
no.
Yeah.
big ass truck.
Yeah.
I would not. I could not do
Good.
that.
I had to drive
Lord.
that from Tennessee or from Pittsburgh to Tennessee.
Boy.
Oh,
And then
terrible.
had to drive it from Tennessee to Chantilly. I got out at one point to get gas, and I hopped out of the cab, and this man goes, "That is the smallest thing I ever saw get out of a truck that size."
That's
I go,
hysterical.
I know, it's crazy. Oh, and it was AM radio, and the inside was nasty. I don't know.
Oh.
The only
It was
time,
quite the trip.
See, the only time I was in like a big moving like U-Haul type truck, I got so car sick, and I don't get car sick.
Oh,
I can't imagine going from Pittsburgh to Tennessee in one of those things.
No.
I'd be scared driving something that big.
Oh, it was nerve wracking because it's not the driving, it's the stopping.
Yeah, or just
Like
going
if the
through
traffic
town.
stops, you don't stop on a dime in a truck
Yeah.
that big.
Oh,
So
right.
With a load of furniture.
with a load of furniture, so you have to be
Yeah.
overly conscious about your
Your distance.
your
Even,
distances,
like,
and
passing.
people are driving up your ass and cutting you off, and I'm like, I don't drive this on a daily basis.
Right, I-
do
yeah.
not mess with me.
I would have put my flashers on the whole way down.
No kidding. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
so-
good for you. I would not.
Good
Yeah.
times.
Impressive.
That is impressive.
I made it. That's all I can say.
Impressive.
Get you a CB radio.
I know.
Yeah.
Breaker,
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 19.
Burger
10-4.
Oh
Good
my
buddy.
God.
Convoy.
We got any
Yeah.
bears in the woods?
Convoy.
We got a mighty convoy. Yeah. See what is that's like Homie the Clown. That just comes out of
I know.
Okay, I
It's
don't
like
know
comes
that
out of-
song.
You don't know Convoy?
No, but we did used to have. My father had lots of CB radios.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it was
it's
a
in talk to all
whole
the truckers.
CB radio song.
What was the TV show? BJ and the Bear?
Oh, there was
Oh,
BJ
I
and the
think
Bear. I do
so,
know BJ
yeah.
and the Bear,
Yeah.
but I don't know that song.
Oh, it's quite a song.
I'm sure it is.
It's not
We
really-
got a great big convoy. No.
trucking through the night.
No.
We
No.
got a mighty convoy.
You don't know it either?
Ain't she a beautiful
This side
sight?
of the table.
Come on, join our convoy.
Okay,
We're
Christina
getting our
and I.
way. We're gonna ride
not
up
not remotely.
across USA.
Convoy. Yeah.
That's a terrible song.
There's a terrible song. It was.
So
She knows all the
terrible that you know
words.
every single word,
She knows all the words.
every verse.
So but I thought it was like an F-bomb in the middle, and I'm not sure that was the actual word, but it was pretty close. It was close.
That's close.
I got,
She got the
95%.
the essence.
Yeah.
So the house that they moved into, is that university owned then? Not.
Yes.
It is. And they still didn't furnish it for them? They didn't give
Well,
them
there's some, but not like there were no couches and like
Right.
they
Like the
had
stuff that they want.
bed frames and
Right.
stuff
Oh.
like that. There were certain things they had, but certain things they did not.
So they're all set now?
They're all set now,
Good.
and the furniture's way too nice for them. Like
Stickly and
all
Ethan
leather,
Allen.
all leather couches. Yeah, like it was just like, oh boys.
Yeah, they're going
Be
to trash
nice.
that. Yeah.
No.
They're going to, now that's,
You should have taken a
gonna be
picture
beer all
then
over
and
it.
taken a picture at the end of the year.
Well, it was funny too because when I pulled up in this gigantic truck in the front of the house, like the guys all poured out so they could unload it, and I'm still sitting in the cab and I hear them lift the tailgate, and the one guy goes, "Dude, this is nice."
funny.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Don't say I never did nothing for you.
Leo's mom. to the
Leo's going to be
rescue.
president.
yeah. You would think.
That's good. Oh, so did you golf today?
I did golf today.
And how was it?
I was out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pickleball tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I have a pickleball tournament tomorrow and a golf tournament on Saturday.
Oh my
Whoa,
gosh, look
wow.
at you.
I'm all about the competition. Really,
I
I'm not.
know.
That's the sad part. I really have no.
People are doing stuff.
Yeah.
You like got a
am
job. You're like playing sports.
I ran 15 miles
running
today.
and doing
yeah.
traveling to different states and stuff.
Yeah, but you still have little kids.
You're working.
Yeah.
And you're working full
and
time.
you work full time.
Yes.
I didn't do stuff when I had little. We did band when we had little kids.
That was the
that
only
was,
thing
That was
the
our
gist
night
of
out.
it. That was our
That
night
was
out.
the only
Pretty
thing
much
we
why
did.
we did band.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because we had to get out of the house.
But
And we liked you. But
yeah.
it was,
yeah.
it was our
That's
escape.
nice.
way to throw him a bone, Christine.
Well, it's sitting on my side of the table.
It's nice to know that I'm liked.
And we liked you.
And we like you.
we enjoyed our conversations. Well, we didn't have to go out afterwards. And we
Yep,
did.
we did.
So we
We
liked
used to
you.
go out.
Oh, we did go out afterwards.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
We sure did. That was the best part of practice.
Yeah.
Some nights we
Yeah,
didn't even practice.
Yeah,
Sometimes
sometimes
we
we're
just
like,
went
Let's just
out.
go out.
Yeah.
Let's go get a drink. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the problem with having the bar right down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old Firkin and Hound.
Was it ever frickin' Hound when we were here?
No.
Though?
What was it?
Like,
What was it?
What was
It
it?
was
51 area.
Vintage 51.
Vintage 51.
Vintage 51.
Area
Okay.
50. Not Area 51.
Yeah.
It's Vintage 51.
But
That's
vintage
right.
51.
Same
I forgot.
There
And
were
it
times
was-
it was very much the same
Did it become
thing.
Fords while we were still playing? Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was Fords
I
while we
think
were still
so.
playing.
Yeah. Now they're closed because they're opening a new Ford.
So what's going there though? Do we know?
I don't know. They have a lease, but I don't know. I don't know who the new tenant's going to be.
Crazy.
Better
It's
be
a
a bar.
restaurant
It's
there.
going to be
Yeah.
a lot of people upset. The only other places to go is SRI.
And there's
Yeah.
Social House.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, that's, yeah.
Philosophy.
Yeah. Social House is nice.
I mean, in South Riding.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's more my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
over
right.
on the other side of
Over on
Poland.
the yeah. We're on the east side.
Goodness gracious. No, you're on the west side.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, that would be the east side.
Okay,
We
yeah.
know
Yeah.
you're on the
All right.
east side, west side,
East side, west side. I don't know.
Crips, Bloods.
Sleepy.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Jets, Sharks.
Jets,
I was
Sharks,
thinking
Sharks.
more, a little lighter.
All right.
Anyway, oh my goodness gracious.
Anything else?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see here. Anything else?
Not
Nope.
really. Sorry.
Oh, I know where else I'm going. Hold on, wait.
Where?
I got one more
Where
else.
else?
Please. So Joey and I are going to New River Gorge.
Where's
Oh,
that?
did you do another hike?
Where's New
Well,
River
we will
Gorge?
hike a bunch. It's in West Virginia, but it's one of the national parks because it's
Oh.
Joey's goal to get to all 63.
So how many has he been
wow.
to?
5.
Okay,
So it's
well,
gonna take us
he's
a while.
young.
Yeah, he's got
It's gonna
time.
take us a while.
He's got time.
But
Yeah.
so that's another one. Most of them, unfortunately, most of them are over on the West Coast, so it's not as easy.
Oh, yeah.
You were out yesterday.
We were out hiking yesterday, but just to not just to, because it's 45 minutes from here, but to Sky Meadows, which have you ever been? Because it's closer to you. And you go up the big, you see all, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
I
that's
was going to
Joey's
comment,
favorite.
I can see my house, but I need to.
Should have. We would not know which house was yours. But that's a pretty one. I like that one. So
You should have sent the picture, like, and Aaron can figure out where you were. Tell him,
Oh, right.
don't tell him where you are, and you send him a picture.
Oh, the
Geo.
geo-tracking.
Joey plays GeoGuessr all the time. So the
GeoGuessr.
other day he was playing and he goes, "Oh my God, it was Lewisburg.
Was it?
It was." Jack's like, "That's my house."
Interesting.
So it was, I mean,
Cool.
to be dropped, boom, right where you know. Yeah. But Joey's pretty good at that GeoGuessr.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
It's like that license plate is from Norway. It's this part of Norway. Whatever.
Wow.
I couldn't even pick out the east side or west side of South Riding.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if I could either. Well, it's my dog walking. I'm like seeing all kinds of neighborhoods. I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's like, I mean, I've lived here forever, but you just go on the streets, you know people. You don't,
Right.
yeah. It's like, oh, all
Yeah,
kinds of.
see, when you run 20-mile runs, you
You branch out. Yeah.
see a lot
Which
more.
way am I going to go today?
Yeah,
Okay. So you know the lay of the land then.
a little bit. I know every street in South Riding.
That's
for
good.
sure. And most of the ones in Kirkpatrick Farms and Avonlea. And
Okay. Yeah. I've got to Lena Run and all the,
I like Lena
Willisford.
Run. Lena Run's pretty.
yeah, there's some nice areas.
Lewisford's very pretty. That's actually where we were running today.
Oh, okay.
You know what I don't understand?
What don't you understand, Aaron?
What?
I don't understand runners
What?
In general?
and bikers
Okay.
who
because-
decide to run or bike on 50 at 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Oh yeah,
with
I
you.
don't. Yeah, it's a bad idea.
I don't understand that. And there's a lot of people who do.
On the road or on the.
No, on the
Okay,
road.
I don't
That's
get that either.
dangerous.
Well,
I-
especially out.
It doesn't matter where.
West.
I don't even, just the idea that someone has decided to go for a run or go for a bike. It's often
Of all the
bikers.
places you could go,
But
yeah.
they decide to go on a freaking highway
At 5.
at 5 o'clock. And it's
That's a
happened
terrible
multiple
idea.
times that I think to myself, what the hell's wrong with you?
yeah.
Like, why?
Why is it my job not to hit you? Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
not so much
yeah.
that, but of
I'd
all the places that surround this area or any area, why do you have to go on the main highway?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't answer that because I don't.
I wouldn't do that.
It
So I don't-
baffles me every single time I come across someone who does that. It's
Hmm.
just so strange.
Well, good listeners, if you are one of those,
If you're one of those people, please
in and let
write
me
in
know.
and explain.
Why? Because
I mean,
that's
sometimes
dangerous.
We won't
have-
judge you. We just want to know why.
like I had mapped out to see if I could run from home to work because work was only like 12 miles. But there were spots that I could. I could, but I'd
you
be
would have had to
on-
have done
like I'd be
that.
on Loudon County Parkway where there wasn't a path, a bike
Oh,
path, or
right.
like
Yeah.
So I personally would not do that.
Right. You plan
Yeah.
your trip around places that would be safe. There's a sidewalk there. You can, right. Or if you are on a street, it's not a busy street where you have
Right.
to worry about someone.
Right.
Because there's people just don't pay. I think about it. I'm like, I'm paying attention. A lot of these people behind me are not paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
You got some kid in the background. All it takes is you turning your head just to say, stop that. And all of a sudden you hit somebody.
I know. It's terrifying.
So that's why
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. I just do not understand it. Anyway, so yeah.
So there's
Anyway,
that.
All right. so
Well,
there's
if
that.
I was one of those runners, I might have an answer for you, but I'm not. So
No,
I don't.
it just kind of,
Today was all trails anyway, so there were no cars on the trails.
See, that's why.
There was a snake.
Ooh.
What kind of snake? Big?
I don't know snakes. It was black.
Black.
and
It was
Oh,
black
the,
snake.
the black ones are harmless.
I did. They didn't. It did its thing, and
Okay.
I did my thing, and we were both fine.
Yeah, good.
I'll take snakes over bears. And there was a deer.
Paul?
Paul? Did you
Was
see
it Paul?
Was it Paul?
Was it Paul the young buck?
It didn't have
it
the
didn't
the antlers.
Paul is a
That's
young
all right.
buck.
Paul the young buck.
So I don't think so. Paul would have been a bit from home anyway.
Well,
'cause
Paul gets around.
Paul travels.
I guess
He's got to meet all the ladies.
be in a new county,
Yeah.
Yeah.
make
Meet
his way
all
from
the-
Fairfax.
Actually, it wouldn't be.
It's a
It's,
great
it's
way
not
to-
that big of a stretch because we live right next to Walney Park.
Yeah.
and there's a whole swath that doesn't take long.
I run in Walney a lot.
Yeah. So it doesn't take long to get from me to you if you go
was
through
Paul.
Walney.
But I was over.
It was Paul.
I
It
was
was
down
Paul.
Oh, you were down that way.
Willisford.
Yeah.
So Paul would have had to go
Paul.
further.
He follows.
It wasn't Paul. He had no antlers. It was a she, probably.
Oh.
Then I guess I don't know how all that deer
Sometimes-
anatomy works. Clarice.
Clarice, wouldn't the girl be named Clarice?
Yeah, true. Sometimes Paul runs down 50 at 5. You know,
He just has
no one
poor
understands
judgment.
Paul,
why,
if you're
but-
listening, maybe you can answer. Why are you running down 50 at 5 o'clock?
Puts out his chest.
Yes,
In every
because I'm a young buck.
podcast, we come to a point where we need to end.
That's the best
I
part.
think we've gotten there.
Are we digressing?
We're just getting a little punchy.
Yeah, we are getting a little. I've been loopy all night. I don't know.
I don't know.
Your tids and your bits.
My tids and bits are.
It's better than your bids and your tits.
Oh my God.
You were.
Oh my God, stop.
You're taking bids on your tits.
Oh my God. Okay.
There you go.
That's even worse.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well,
And
yeah.
Leslie's afraid to take her 11-year-old to a concert. Yet we call ourselves a family podcast.
No, we
No,
don't call it.
you
You're
call
the
it.
only one who says that.
Because my family
It is, it is, it is
no one else
not a
calls us.
family.
The rest of us are like, we might be kind of raunchy sometimes.
You keep trying.
Yeah.
You keep trying.
Yeah, it's not.
not
No,
happening.
That
I
one's-
appreciate you trying, but I don't know.
Oh my God.
Bidding on tits. Woods pussies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's her
young
favorite.
bucks.
It's all good. Pot smoking.
Pot
It's we
smoking.
got it all.
Sex
Sex
Olympics.
games. Yeah.
Sex,
Oh,
Aaron,
yeah,
sex
that was
games.
you.
Yeah.
That was you.
So, I
I'd
mean,
like to say that I'm the one keeping it classy.
No.
Now, are you
No.
though?
Are you though? No, we're not. Sorry.
We're not buying it.
no.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
That ship has sailed.
Yes.
We're not classy.
Classes.
trying.
Yeah.
Out the
Classes
window.
out the window.
Well, on that happy
But we're
note,
friendly.
Christine.
Classy
We're
doesn't
friendly.
give us ratings.
Yeah, we're gonna
Anyway.
We gotta push the edges, right? Like, yeah.
It's all good. It's
All
all
right.
good. All good.
Well, then.
All right. then.
I will say
Yeah.
our time is up. Lucky for Christine.
Yeah. Christine's like, let's get out of here.
Well, thank you all for joining us.
It's felt like 100 days
It
and
has.
100
It
nights.
did. Oh, there she goes.
Oh,
See? I didn't know. Earlier I was like, how am I going to pull that off?
Oh, you
Okay.
did it. You did it.
Yeah. Seems like 100 days and 100 nights.
Since we
So.
started or since our last podcast?
I don't
Clarify.
know.
All right.
it will be 2 weeks. We are going to be on our
New schedule.
a new schedule of 2 weeks rotation for every podcast. So we'll be out twice a month. At least that's what we're saying
That's
now.
the plan.
That's the plan for now.
And I'll be in Alaska, so I'll miss the next podcast.
What?
So
Yeah.
Rude.
I know. But I'll come back with hopefully,
That's
stories.
right. We can have Phil on bass or Cowboy
Yeah.
Chris.
Cowboy Chris.
I appreciated
All right.
Chris being here, and I still really haven't spent any time with Phil, with the exception of like one rehearsal.
Yeah,
I
he
came
doesn't
to.
think
Yeah,
you
he
really
doesn't think you
exist.
exist.
I was here for one of the rehearsals.
said-
He has met me.
He said last time he was.
He's met me.
Christine, sure.
He's met me.
Christine.
Sure.
Christine's like
It's like a
Eric.
Yeah, I'm
myth.
It's all right, I'll take that.
Okay.
All right.
It's kind of like Superman.
That's true.
Those people who don't really exist, and they're cool.
Oh, and they're cool.
And they're so much
And
cooler.
they're cool.
Well, on that happy note, thank you for joining us for the latest set list of life. Good night.
Good night.